Hi guys, in this video we're doing day 9 of Advent of Code 2025. So we're given an input that looks like this. These are positions in a grid. So 7, 1, 11, 1, and so on. And the grid can be visualized this way with dots and these hashes. So the hashes are at the positions given in the input. So 7, 1 would be this one here. If we count from 0, then it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 0, 1 for the y coordinate. And so, yeah, these positions here correspond to the hashes in the grid. And let me show you the full input here that we're given. So on the right here, we're given about 500 pairs of integers. And so the problem is to find the pair of hashes that gives us the largest rectangle, right? So if you think of two hashes as opposite corners in a rectangle, then we want to find the two hashes that give the largest area rectangle. So let me show you the code again here. So I've got a few lines just to read in the input data, and then I'm actually plotting it here. So clearly the input was made to be on a circle here. It's almost a perfect circle. There are these 2 points here, but it's basically a circle. So to find the pair of points that gives us the largest rectangle, we can just look at them all and calculate the area and find the largest one. So I've written a little function here in Python that calculates the area given 2 points. So P1 and P2 are the 2 points, and then we subtract basically the y coordinates and the x coordinates. And we add 1 because this is like a discrete problem, and we're counting the edges of the rectangles. So that's just a detail, but that's how they want you to calculate the area here. So let's start coding here. So we want to look at all the pairs. So we can do that with 2 for loops. So for I in range length of the positions, and then for j in range I plus 1 length of the positions. And let's keep track of our max area. And then we'll calculate the area given the two positions. So let's do A equals area of positions I, positions j. And if A is greater than max area, then max area equals A, and then we'll just print out max area here at the end. So that should solve the problem for part 1. Now, if we want to see that largest rectangle in the plot here, let's just create a biggest rectangle variable here equals positions I, positions j. And let me uncomment this here. And so this would be the diagonal of the largest rectangle, which is basically going to be the square in this circle. So that makes sense, right? That would be the largest rectangle that you can fit in the circle, basically. So that's it for part 1. Now, part 2 is considerably more complicated, actually. And it took me a while to figure it out, but I got something that works. So let me explain. So for part 2, they want us to, again, find the largest rectangle, but it's got to be within the shape that's traced out by all the positions. So, for example, here, this rectangle that we had for part 1 would not be allowed because there's part of it here that's not within the shape. So if you zoom in here, this part here is connected to the outside, right? It's not within the shape that's traced out, right? So, yeah, so we want the largest rectangle, but it's got to be within the shape. So I guess anywhere in this area and then you can squeeze through the right-hand side here, and then anywhere in this area, but it cannot be within this middle part here, if that makes sense. So I'll just show you the code that I have. It's a bit long, but it does give the right answer. So first of all, I've got these two data classes, one for a point, which is just the position, x and y, and then I've got a segment class, which just contains the 2 points, right, S1 and S2. And the segments will be the basically the segments that make up the shape, right? So if I zoom in here, right, all these pairs of points represent a segment, right? And that's what I've got in this list of segments. And it does wrap around, right? So the last point in the list here will connect to the first point, right? So my approach here is to look at all the possible rectangles and see if there's overlap with any of the segments, right? So if there's any segments within the candidate rectangle, then that can't be, then that rectangle can't be fully inside the shape, right? So that's the overall idea, and I won't go through every line here and explain it, but again, I've got these two for loops again to go through all the possible pairs of positions, and then I go through all the segments, and which are either horizontal or vertical in this input, right? So for each segment, I check if there's overlap with the rectangle, right? And if so, well, then we can discard it. So I've got a discard flag, and if there's overlap, then I set discard to true, and then we don't worry about it. And then here I just check for the area again, and I have this max area variable that I define up here, right? So same as before, but I only look at the ones that are not discarded, and I discard. And yeah, discarding is based on whether or not there's overlap with the segments, and that does give the right answer for this particular input. Now let me actually show you what it looks like in the plot. So I do have a biggest rectangle variable here that we can use back up here. So yeah, so this is the diagonal of the rectangle for part 2, which will be completely inside the shape, right? Now I do want to point out that my solution would not work with all inputs here, because it's not quite enough to just check that the rectangle doesn't have any overlap with any of the segments, right? So for example, with this L-shaped shape here, that's on the left and then on the bottom, I think my code would identify some large rectangle like this, basically. But that's not contained within the L shape here, right? Even though the segments don't overlap with the rectangle is not entirely inside the shape. So you need some extra code to do extra checks. I did some Googling, and I found out about something called ray casting. So basically, it's something that's used, or an algorithm that you can use to check if a point is within a shape. Basically, you check how many times a ray crosses the shape, right? If it's an even number of times, then you must be outside the shape, and if it's an odd number of times, then you're in the shape, right? So anyway, you can Google that if you're interested in that algorithm, and that may make the solution more complete here. But I didn't code that up, and because I didn't need to, because what I had worked with the given input. But it's certainly not a complete and perfect solution, just to let you know. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. Let me know if anything is not clear, or you can think of a better solution or a better approach. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.